So we're back, and when I say we've got a juicy video, what I mean is we've got a juicy video. Today we're going to be taking a look at one of the biggest scammers that I've probably ever come across on Hypixel Skyblock. This guy has scammed over 15 billion coins, which equates to over $3,000, but we'll get into that further on in the video. So I'm not going to drag this on for any longer, let's get into the video. I hope you all do enjoy. So before we break down the whole scam and basically how this all happens, I just want to say that when watching this video, keep this in mind because this person is still doing the same thing to this day, so you want to watch out for what I'm going to go over. And also, this is not my first hand experience. One of the admins in the Discord server, Skinny, ironically is one of the person who actually got scammed for a lot of coins, which we will go over in a little bit. He's a person who provided a lot of this information to me, so the video wouldn't have been possible without him, so I've got to say thanks. So for the sake of ease, throughout this video, we're going to call the scammer Liam. I'm sorry if your name's Liam, no offence, but I found an NPC and this is what we're going to call a scammer. So where do I even start? So before Liam was a scammer, he was an endgame player, supposedly with a net worth of around 8 billion coins legit. By the sounds of it, he got bored of the game and decided to start scamming people. Not only did Liam start scamming people for Skyblock currency, he also started scamming people for real life currency through Skyblock. Now supposedly at one point, Liam's peak net worth was between 20 to 25 billion coins, and if you subtract the 8 billion that he earned legit, that's where I've got around about the 15 billion figure from. Now this is rumoured to be way higher, and it could possibly be way higher. There's an estimated 9 to 10 people that have currently been scammed by Liam, but it is quite probable that the figure is way higher again. So you're probably tired of me throwing figures at you. You probably want to know how the scam actually works, how he scams people, and how to avoid it, I guess. So there's two sorts of scams that he does, and the first one is basically a trust scam. As for most of his scams, he will target the late mid to end game players, just purely because they've got more things that he can actually scam off you and more coins. So this trust scam, what he'll do is basically, you might meet each other in a lobby, you'll start talking, add each other on Discord and so on. From what I have heard, he is very end game, so he can do carries and things like that, and basically just help you out a lot in the game. Now, once you've basically been friends for a couple of weeks and you've been talking all the time and playing Skyblock together, obviously you would have built up a little bit of trust with him. Now, if you really do trust someone within Hypixel Skyblock, then you will let them use your items, you'll let them hold items for you, give them coins if they need them, knowing that they'll pay you back, and so on. So at this point, you might lend him, I don't know, a Hyperion, you might even lend him something less valuable. He'll then give you the item back as your request to build more trust. Now most people think at this point, well, if I've given this person an item, they've given me back, no problem, no questions asked, then they're obviously not going to scam me. And that's exactly what he wants you to think. Maybe at that point, maybe you'll start a co-op together so you can share items easier, and at that point, you're fighting a losing battle. When he's already got that trust, when you already trust him that much, it's over. He'll just take all your stuff and go for the jugular, go for the kill, and that's that. There's not really anything else to it, and to be quite honest, it is a clever scam, but I think it's just so incredibly scummy because you're literally building a fake relationship with a person on Minecraft just to scam them out of things that they've worked countless hours for. I think it's just stupid. Like I said, it is pretty smart, but it's just ruthless. And as I was saying before, when he does scam coins, he then sells the coins. Now I haven't personally heard of him actually scamming people for the coins, but you never know, that could well happen. But what I have heard is him using his high level profile to scam people. Basically, he'll say that he's selling his profile, someone will send him money on PayPal or whatever, and they'll never get the profile. Now that's as simple as it gets, like that's the simplest scam you could ever imagine. But yeah, even scummier than the worst one, like that's literally heartless, and I don't know how you can do that and actually sleep. To be honest, there's not really much else to this scam that he does. It's as simple as that. I just probably wouldn't trust anyone to buy a profile of someone. So now we've gone over how he actually does the scams and hopefully how you can sort of avoid them. We're going to be looking at a couple of actual examples and basically the stories straight from the people that actually got scammed. So firstly, we're going to be going over how Skinny got scammed for 2.2 billion coins. Okay, so the way in which Skinny got scammed was using the first method that I went through, the trust scam. So Skinny came across Liam in a dungeons lobby. They were both looking to do floor 7s and they were both carriers, so they basically got together and started doing some carries. Bearing in mind this is literally 3 months prior to the actual scam taking place, like it's actually so sad the way this happens, I'm not even going to lie. So at this point Skinny wanted to get a Terminator and wasn't quite E-Man 7, so he basically asked Liam for some carries, obviously paid him for the carries, and eventually got that Terminator. He didn't actually have the cash to pay it up front, so he paid it a couple of weeks after he actually got the Terminator and was able to grind a bit. So at this point, like, it's almost the reverse of a trust scam. Like, Liam literally must have trusted Skinny too to actually basically loan him coins. It's a little bit confusing. So at this point, Liam decided it's time to go to university. I'm not going to be playing this game as much anymore. So pretty much said his goodbyes, and that was that. Having said that, Liam still actually managed to get on at weekends, so they still played. But eventually the time came where Liam actually said his goodbyes and literally was quitting the game. Well, quote unquote quitting the game. He asked to borrow some of Skinny's items to boost his net worth to try and get it as high as possible before he could quit. At this point, Skinny thought, well, this guy's literally let me borrow like a hypermaxed Hyperion, which was worth like 1.2 bill. So why is he going to scam me? Also, when Liam was quitting, he basically gave Skinny an Ender Dragon pet for 70% of the value, which is obviously a massive discount. So Skinny lent him some items, and yeah, that was that. When Skinny asked for his items back, he removed him as a friend, ignored him, and removed him off Discord and blocked him. Okay, so it's important to note that Skinny didn't just lend Liam 2 or 3 items worth 200 mil. He literally lent him 2.2 billion coins worth of stuff, which was the majority of his net worth. And that is all she wrote. I've got to say, this is probably one of the saddest and scummiest scams I've ever heard of. Like, it's almost like he's creating a fake relationship with someone just for coins on Hypixel Skyblock. Granted, he could then sell them on for actual real life money, but it's still, I just think it's really sad. He obviously knows how hard people have worked to get those coins and to get those items. Surely you can have a little bit of sympathy and put yourself in the other person's shoes and actually understand how bad it actually would feel. But that, unfortunately, is the end of that scam. I mean, that's how it ends. There's no happy ending. That's that. But yeah, I do feel bad. Okay, so the next example of how he actually did scam someone is literally directly from the person who got scammed. Although this time I do have way less sympathy for the actual person who got scammed, just purely because it does revolve around IRL trading, and I guess both people are in the wrong. Nevertheless, it is still pretty bad. Someone still got scammed. But yeah, what can you really expect with this one? This person understandably also wants to stay anonymous, so that's fair enough. So it all started off when the person who got scammed got a DM from Liam regarding the IRL trading. Essentially, they came to a deal where he would buy a profile, or his profile, off him. So the profile included a Hyperion, Terminator, 600 million coins worth of talismans, a 45 skill average, a Necron set, and Kata 42 for €420. Now, I'm not too clued up about the prices of profiles, but according to him, that was supposed to be a really good deal. So, no more questions asked. He sent him €420. I don't know if it was on PayPal or not. I assume it was on PayPal. So I think 4 days went by and there was no sign of the profile or any items. So the person that got scammed basically asked around to friends who were friends with the actual scammer, Liam, basically asking, you know, does he scam? Will I actually get my items? And it turns out that a lot of other people that had tried to buy coins off him or other items were also angry because they got nothing in return. And at that point, Liam then blocked him, and that was that. It seems to be quite a popular ending. Liam blocks the other person and then never talks to them ever again. Like I said, I can't really have an awful amount of sympathy for someone who actually does buy coins in the first place or items, but nevertheless, if you're going to sell coins, then at least give the coins. If you're going to sell items, give the items. If you're going to sell profiles, sell the profiles. At the end of the day, the people that get scammed through this method can't really go to the admins and say, oh well, you know, bought some coins and I didn't get them. Because if they did get through to an admin, they'd probably get banned. But the likelihood of them actually getting through to anyone is very slim. So I'd probably say the moral of the story is, don't IRL trade, don't scam, and just don't trust anyone with your items unless you know them in real life or you've known them for years and years. I just don't think it's worth it. At the end of the day, it's so easy for someone to take all your things off you, block you, and never talk to you ever again. Like, they'll never get any backlash from it because you'll never be able to talk to them. Just be careful with your items and your coins and your profile in general, that's all I'd say. And also watch out for anyone trying to do this trust scam on you, because I can imagine it's quite easy to actually fall into it in the first place, considering the other person is probably just going to try to be nice and help you out, and eventually you're going to end up getting scammed. Granted, not everyone that tries to make friends on Hypixel Skyblock is going to scam you. Obviously most people won't, but obviously some people will, so just watch out, that's all I'm trying to say. But anyway, this was a little bit of a different video. Thanks again to Skinny for providing a lot of the information from this video, Really do appreciate it. But anyway, if you did enjoy, make sure you do leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next one.